Huh. Okay. I know that no one's on, but right now my camera space is kind of full. So I'm just gonna have to do a couple live streams on here, and I have a few things that are very interesting to uh, to discuss, or at least in my opinion, especially with this COVID and just anything that is fucking with your immune system that should be discussed and is not really discussed very commonly. I don't really know why this is going kind of dark. This camera. Okay, well, I'm just gonna go on with the video anyway. Sorry if you hear background noise. It's just my fan and it's really hot. And so I'm just gonna have to deal with it, and hopefully you can hear me. So if you are new to my channel, please subscribe and welcome. And those who are new and are not watching now, you know, if you do happen to come and watch this video, sorry for my background. I have a lot of books and stuff, so you know, I tend to study in here a lot, so that's why you see like all that, you know, all these books all over the place right there. So it's not really a mess to me. It's more like my little study area. So, you know, ignore that. So anyway, I wanted to talk about 5 alkaline herbs or slash foods. Maybe if I could discuss food, 5 alkaline herbs that cleanse your body from toxins and mucus. So let's just go into it. And then I also wanted to, before I get into it though, I wanted to discuss a few other topics, some current events. I know you can't really see my face so well on here, but you know what? Like I said, fuck it, right? Maybe if I go, if I back up a little bit, I'm on my bed, so. I, okay, whatever. So, 5 alkaline foods. So we have number 1, which is burdock root. It's alkaline. It's It's an alkaline cleansing herb. You can either eat it or drink it. I believe I have tried a yellow burdock. I think I did. No, I just tried burdock root. Sorry, my hair is getting on my face, but I have tried that. I've tried burdock root, and that stuff is amazing. I was told to try it. I was told to try it like literally in a meditation. So I was like just meditating one day, and I just got this whole image of people just talking, like spirit was like speaking or giving me a message, and I just saw a hand just winding through this strange plant, and it said, yeah, burdock. It said burdock. I heard burdock in my meditation, so I didn't know why, but I decided to give it a shot anyway. And I looked at the properties, and it was the perfect properties that I needed at that moment for myself. So I highly recommend that. It's very cleansing, and it's a blood cleanser. And I'm not a doctor, but I am practicing herbalist. And I always wanted to put holistic healing and herbs on my channel because Even though this is a witchy channel, a lot of shamans and medicine women and men and magicians or witches, or say witches, um, they tend to work with herbs. We're known for working with herbs, and they don't really tell us why, you know, like why witches were so, obsessed with herbs. It wasn't just only for the magical properties, but it was for the medicinal properties. And like this one woman on this, I forgot her name, but I love her channel. She said it so perfectly. She said that herbs are medicine, and medicine is magic. And people don't maybe believe in the magical properties of herbs, but you will believe in the scientific properties, which are the medicinal properties of herbs. So, I mean, to me, science is in its way. Like, to me, science is magic. If you really look at it, the way chemistry is, and like, it's just the way I just look at like Bill Nye, like it just looks like magic. It's science, but like it's kind of like magic being explained through a logical way, through a mind of an atheist or a non-believer. I don't know. Let's just ignore that part, I guess. I'm just rambling on that. So number two, wait, hold on. What else does it do? Burdock root also has vitamin A and vitamin K, and from what I believe, I did my research on it. It has 102 minerals, and of course, it's a blood cleanser and increases urine and sweat to remove toxins. I know I'm going to say this one wrong, but whatever. Sarsaparilla, I think I said it right. Sarsaparilla. So, of course, it has a lot of vitamins. It has the highest content of iron in the world, and is a blood cleanser, of course, and you can drink it. Number two is dandelion, which I love, and I have tried that. I've uh, I love dandelion. Some people go even to the point of uh just going in their backyard. I don't know. I can't talk like this. I am so fucking awkward. Anyway, ignore that too. Anyway, I'm gonna stop. Dandelion. So dandelion is some people go to their backyard and they'll just pick dandelion, and they will just dry it or put it in their tea, and they'll cook it. And I've never ate or consumed dandelion like that, but you know it's like crazy how you can just find a random root that we consider bad and use it for medicinal properties, which is amazing. And yeah, I love dandelion. They're all blood cleansers, and it's blood cleanser, antiviral, anti-inflammatory, and it removes toxins. And Irish sea moss, which I haven't tried yet, which I need to find. So if anyone watches this video and knows where to get Irish sea moss, please let me know that. Okay? It helps remove mucus from the bloodstream, and it has antioxidants and it's vital nutrients and everything that you need. It has 92 out of the 102 minerals that you need. So the last is elderberry. I have tried elderberry tea. So yeah. Who's that? Lexington still twerk it, girl. I'm like, do you see me twerking it? Do you see that I am on Live Me? I'm gonna probably do a story time about Live Me. I never exposed Live Me for their agents on there, but if you looking for twerking girls on a live stream, you probably go on one of those live streams because I don't do that. You know, lady in the streets. Anyway, Lexington Still, please subscribe though. Who are you? I don't even know who you are. Are you one of my subscribers? Rude. Are you an agent? I don't know. So anyway, the people on my YouTube channel, if I do post this video, probably won't even see their comment. So elderberry is packed full of vital nutrients. It's anti-cancer, antivirus, vitamin C, helps absorb. It helps absorb, which the absorption of iron, and it's a blood cleanser. So I am just stoked to really train myself to really focus on these type of topics. Like, these are one of my passions, and another reason why this is one of my passions is because last year or a year and a half ago I found Conjure Queen, and you guys should check her out. I have a couple other videos that I should talk about when it comes to the things she's been talking about lately. But anyway, back to the topic. She was talking about how people who go through the things that I have been going through just on a spiritual journey. And it was like she was saying that, like, because when I first started, speaking of Live Me, there was a guy on Live Me who was an agent, and he knew that I was coming up in the game. He knew that I was trying to do this. And him and his little agents and handlers, they're all over Live Me, and these are big live streamers. So anyone who understands what I see, or anybody else that knows what I talk about, in the spiritual battle, that you gotta like beware of these individuals, and they love to be on live streams for whatever reason, and especially when they see people who do light work, and especially if you do light work and you possibly have potential, that's a threat to them. And it was like horrible. It was horrible on that live stream, because this guy, that's a long story, but he kept like letting me know that he was aware of me and that he was watching me. And he was like one of those agent fuckboys. So he was a karmic, So shout out to Professional High Priestess. That is her name on YouTube. She's also a good YouTuber. She talked about this. But anyway, this guy, he was very handsome. Don't get me wrong, but he had such an ugly personality. And he looked like a carbon copy of Chris Brown. Like somebody who just, wanted to be in the game and just, run people down for being better than them. It's like, it's a long story, but the whole point of it is that I was doing a lot of research on holistic healing, and he was making fun of me for being an advocate, pretty much, if you want to call it that, for, not in a bad way, but for Dr. Sabi. I've always been fascinated by that man, and I've even had weird dreams about him. Like, I don't know if you want to consider them like dream visitations, but a lot of people say that when people pass away and they come in your dreams, that's usually them. So it could have really been him. And so anyway, the whole point is that he was making fun of me for that. And it was like, well, you know, where you at now, because Live Me is canceled. They took it down, they shut it down. And now we're in the times of days, we're in the golden age, and we're in the age where it's just like Conjure said, there's going to come a time, and I'm not necessarily speaking of myself, but I am speaking of just anyone who's a light worker or healer or holistic healer or herbalist. There's going to be a time where these people who shut us down, they're going to be like, oh, maybe I should take her advice or his advice when it comes to, I don't know, it doesn't even have to be anything necessarily serious, but it can be, who knows, but it could be like for a common cold or even for acne or even like a toothache. You never know. But it's just like simple things. And people, have forgotten nature. They have forgotten Mother Earth and almost disobeyed Mother Earth. Not almost, they have disobeyed Mother Earth and the animal kingdom, because look at what we're going through now. And, that's why, I have my pinnacle, for protection, but also to represent the elements of earth, water, air, fire, and also spirit. But, and also to respect Mother Earth. Because as a teenager, I was really into Wicca, and I was a Wiccan, and I still consider myself a Wiccan, if you want to call it that. But I just have an open mind in every form of spirituality. And when I was having my own health issues, I was tight on money, and I just taught myself these things. And yeah, I was into Wicca, but I was not into herbalism at all, let alone herbs. So when I got into it, I was like already kind of halfway there. And herbs and herbalism kind of got me fully into who I was as a wounded healer, as a shamanist, as a medicine woman. But I think that is also where you can get yourself in trouble. Not necessarily, it's not that you're getting yourself in trouble, is that there's forces that just want you to get in trouble just for knowing this beautiful, sacred, it should not even be sacred. Well, maybe the ancestors want it sacred, I don't know, but beautiful, sacred knowledge and wisdom. And Conjure Queen was like, yeah, there's going to be people who make fun of you, but then they're going to be the last ones laughing, because they're the ones that are kind of stuck in the matrix. So I was listening to Dr. Emmanuel. I know, like, she's controversial. And so I just decided to figure out who this woman was. And her and a few doctors have claimed to have found the cure for COVID-19. And then I was thinking in my head, like, what would Dr. Sebi say if he was alive and he was alive for COVID-19? Would he say that this is a joke? That she's a joke? If these doctors are legit and they're hopefully not agents, God forbid? Would he say that they were a joke, or would he actually have an open mind, just like they did? And knowing Sebi, I really feel like he himself would have an open mind to say that anything is possible when it comes to healing yourself. So what I mean by that is that, yeah, I would believe that even if he wouldn't say that there was a cure, that he would try to find or try to make one happen, because that's just the kind of man that he is. So anyway, I think that is it, right? Oh, but a lot of people are making fun of her because they're only looking at her, well, not all, but many people are only looking at her for the fact that she is a spiritual woman, or even some say religious, because of the fact that she has her own ministry, and I may not necessarily share. Ah, sorry, with cotton mouth, and I haven't even smoked any weed, but talking a lot. The whole point is that she was being made fun of because um she believes in the Nephilim, and she believes in entities who look like us, human beings, and they're trying to go all PC on her and trying to make her look nuts. And isn't it kind of funny that every person that has an alternative view, usually like someone like Dr. Savy or any holistic healer, or you don't necessarily have to be a holistic healer, but usually in those categories, they tend to be made fun of a lot. And usually the people who don't say nothing, or the people who just stay submissive, they're the ones who are usually praised, or they don't get made fun of. And I feel that, she may be outrageous, but so am I. Look at the stuff that I talk about. But I think I have a pretty good head on my shoulders when it comes to the things that I talk about and the knowledge that I have. And Lexington Steel, I hope you're not an agent. And anyway, but speaking of Dr. Emmanuel, I hope that she's not an agent, because, these agents, yes, they're pretty smart. Okay, I get that. They're pretty smart. But the thing is, it's like, when you have sight, you have sight. My totem animal is the owl. So, that owl, the spirit of the owl medicine that I received from my spirit animal, the magic from the owl that I received in my soul, because I am the owl, owl is bait. um, we can see through it. We can see beyond the veil, and sometimes not necessarily quickly all the time, but eventually we catch up to it. So, what else would I say? Yeah, so they were making fun of her because of these people, these individuals that she is mentioning, these extraterrestrials and all of that. And just research Dr. Emmanuel, Stella Emmanuel, and you may not necessarily resonate with everything that she says, and she's also talking about how we have, to me, in a way, she kind of, reminds me of a shaman, a medicine woman who just happened to be um, a doctor. And the reason why I say that is because I'm trying to ignore why my bro is walking by my window. Maybe he's just busy. So anyway, I am trying to understand. I was getting off the topic. You see how the enemy works? Like, tries to get me distracted. You know, that's what I'm talking about. That's why I don't completely disagree with this woman, because she talks about, demons, or, entities that are intermingling with us and giving us health problems. And a lot of shamans back in the day, and maybe some still to this day now, believe that. They believe that, reasons why we get, sick, and the reason why we get ill is because of these demons. And what do I believe? I believe that that is, as a witch, as a healer, it makes sense to me. I know that sounds crazy, but you have to just open your mind and know that there is a veil that you can see beyond, and not everybody is going to see it. But that is what is going on. That doesn't mean that just because you can see that doesn't mean that that you're not supposed to be taking your medication or seeing your healer, or seeing anyone to, take care of you in that way, a professional. That's not what I'm saying. I'm just saying, as a spiritualist, as a person who sees both sides. So people are judging her for that, and it's like you shouldn't judge people for that. You don't judge people for, you don't judge your nurse or your doctor because they're a doctor or a nurse. You don't know what they do behind closed doors. You don't know if your doctor is a Mason. You don't know if your doctor is goes to church every Sunday as a, Baptist woman because she believes in Christ. You don't judge her on that, and the only thing is, and they may believe in the same outrageous things this woman is talking about, but she's speaking a lot of truth. But I was hoping that she wasn't an agent, because this is what those agents do. They bring people like that. So, like, for example, Alex Jones. He had a lot of great information, but he was a disinformation agent. Disinformation. So that means that he was putting a lot of truth mixed in with lies. Because I feel like anybody in their right mind who went to Bohemian Grove and snuck in there and just got away with it and then posted it online and still had a booming business at the time and probably still does, just gonna be cool with everybody. Like, no. That's not how it works. Because number one, there's agents everywhere. Number two, you gonna be watched, especially if you Alex Jones, somebody like Alex Jones spitting out too much truth, you are definitely gonna have your eyes on. So for him to just claim that he snuck in Bohemian Grove and he just happened to record it at the perfect moment when they were doing a ritual for Moloch, bullshit. He was a part of it. Because I think the only reason why he did get away with that and was able to release the tape was because it was their will. They allowed it because they wanted. Sometimes they do things like that so that they can let people know who they are. They'll throw a little, like a wink at shit. They're not completely trying. So anyway, what else was I talk about? So that's what I'm talking about, Dr. Stella Emanuel, and I'm just hoping and praying, even at times, hopefully, to get clarity, and hopefully that she is not a disinformation agent, because there's a lot of great healers out there. Don't need to be looked like, stupid when, we may have the key to something. And I really do like the fact that she is actually like opening people's minds and showing people the truth. But it's like, but anyway, um, what else was I gonna say? So yeah, she was just talking about lizard people and talking about how that was real, and that's a long story. But it's like people are making fun of her, and there's like so many like people making YouTube videos about her and making fun of her because of that. And it's like, it's mind-boggling. It is so unbelievable how people are still willing to be asleep, and how they're still using the same age-old propaganda. Like, this is not 2012. People woke up in 2012 like to tequila and shout out to Ron Hotep 13 Sides Astrology, which I'm mad because he does not make videos anymore, or at least not from my knowledge. I don't know where. Well, he hasn't, but he hasn't been on YouTube. And yeah, um, but they were talking about a lot of stuff like that, and they disappeared, but they proved people wrong, and especially to Tequila, because she was the first person to talk about being gang stalked as a celebrity. And even though she's crazy to some people, I relate to her a lot because her connection to spirit, God, is very similar to mine. It's very powerful, it's very magical. And I kind of miss the fact that she used to talk about a lot of like more mystical stuff, but to each their own. But yeah, this was just to talk about herbs and just also about holistic healing and herbalism. What herbs have worked for me lately? Well, not lately, but since I have been using them. Before I even get into that, I went to you know I went to Barnes and Nobles the other day, and even if you may not remember all the things that I had said, and you may not want to use those particular herbs, you can always go to places like, you can always go online too, but if you want to study herbalism, which I'm doing, I went and bought this book the other day. I don't know if you see it. It's called Natural Antibiotics. And I've been having this one for a while. I have a few other ones, but these ones are like really simple and to the point, and they just have pictures in here and everything. So I'm gonna, oh, look, I just was thinking about this herb. So one of my favorite herbs that I've been using for many years now. Oh my God, what is wrong with this book? Because like literally, like the pages are like, right here is eucalyptus. Eucalyptus. I'm not gonna read the whole thing, but it is antibacterial, antiviral, and antiseptic, and it's good for your lungs. It's good for the common cold and even the flu. And even garlic is really good for you. Let me see. Anyone, like sore throats, laxative, it's good for coughs, diverticulosis. I cannot say those, yeast infections. I know that's awkward, but whatever. Um, garlic is just super good for you. It is like super good for you. Some people even chew it raw, and I can't. I used to do that, but I'm like, number one, I don't like bad breath, and it's just it's good. I love garlic in food. Like, you can put it in your salads. Some other people, I've seen people chop it up and they put it in honey. And they put honey. They get a jar, like a mason jar, small one, and they get a honey jar. They make a honey jar, a garlic honey jar. They take a spoon and eat it. And I think that would be more tolerable than just eating it by itself. Oh yeah, and I have some sage, sage too. I have some sage growing in my garden. So they say there is no such thing as a sick man that has sage in his garden. A powerful healer in moderation. Sage is excellent at preventing infections, both internal and external. Its antioxidant and anti-inflammatory properties make it a valuable ingredient for skincare and provides anti-aging effect um, and helps fade scars. You can make so many things out of sage. You can make sage oil, sage water, sage tea. You can also put it in your food. But I like to drink it as a tea for healing properties. And also it's good for your hair. And it's also good for women too, for your period and all that. So, like pineapple too is a good antibiotic. Um, I've tried peppermint. Those who don't know where to get some of this stuff, get oregano, you can get onion, you can get garlic, you can get green tea. Oh yeah, ginger is also good. Yeah, it's good for motion sickness, morning sickness, nausea, headaches, and all of that, even for your teeth. Um, it's also just a good antibiotic. It is so good for you. It is so good for you. Like, it's just pretty much good. Almost like, I think ginger is like one of those things that is good for almost, maybe not necessarily everything, but in my opinion, yes. Especially for serious illnesses, it's a good counterpart. I'm not saying that it's going to fix all your problems, but it's just good to have. So, yeah, I think I'm gonna make another live stream, but this one was just based on herbalism and one of my passions that I really don't talk about all the time, which I love because food is medicine as well. And I love Dr. Sabian, and I have respect for all herbalists and healers and people who are just doing the job for that. Such inspiration, of course. And I'm just I've been studying more of my practices on tarot and some magic, and later on today I gotta, finish some of my writing, and I want to I need to practice my piano right now. Not right now, but I think I'm gonna do another live stream on another topic that I just been wanting to talk about. And there you go. Um, I hope that you listen to this video and click on it, and let me know on the description below what you would want me to talk about next. And I will be discussing other things. It's just I still want to do book reviews and talk about animal totems and all of that. It's just I'm just like, I feel like 10 people in one body, when it comes to this kind of stuff. Because I do YouTube, then I'm doing, like I'm studying so many other things, like for my platform, for my art, then my tarot, then my piano, then, my education, and then having to, figure out how I'm going to hustle again. It's just like, and then going through with assholes. So I'm like doing like, I mean, even though there's not much going on for me in this quarantine and that in the outside world, inside of my life, yes, and internally, yes, I feel like 10 people by doing all this work that I'm trying to build for my future. And I pray to the goddess and God, and that you guide me on protecting that. I don't need to discuss everything because then you don't have enemies. But more so, I'm not discussing anything that I have not talked about or have done on my channel. But every day I improve on it more and more, and I just don't put it on YouTube all the time because I take my YouTube channel seriously, and I've been going through heartbreak, and I'm tired of it, because it's like I don't want to talk about that. People are just people, right? And sometimes you just wonder why people are, so willing to hurt you. People that are so close to you. People that you would bleed for, people that you, I hate saying it, but take your last breath for. And it's like, why do you have to be a demon? Why do you have to do something just to put me down, just so it can make your buddies happy, when you know that you're better than that? But that's my personal life, so I ain't gonna talk about that too much. I already talked a little too much about my personal life on YouTube, so I like to talk about it sometimes, but not every single minute of the day. So yeah, please subscribe and like this video and comment. And the more you like this video, it boosts up the algorithm. And you know, if you guys would love some free tarot readings too, I think I want to do some free tarot readings. I'm not going to charge for, this is just me getting to my journey with tarot. So if you have any questions with that, just email me. I have my email in my YouTube channel on the About section, or you can hit me up on the comments, or my information is on my YouTube channel. So yeah, please subscribe and blessed be.